beyond this realm of existence, energy can never die, only transmute into something entirely new. And if you are an embodiment of this immense potentiality, then you can never truly die. The end of life, death as we say, can be a scary concept for many to comprehend. But the end of this chapter is only the prequel to the next story that is being written by your soul.
I don't know what that's about. I don't know why she said.
A co-worker of Butts testified that Butts and Naziah Harris were at their auto repair shop the evening Naziah Harris vanished. But Butts told investigators the last time he saw Naziah was weeks before.
He stated to me that he had last seen her at the end of December or early January sometime at the grandmother's house getting her hair done.
And did he say anything about knowing where Naziah's bus stop was?
Yes.
Okay. What did he say about that?
He said that the bus stop, her bus stop was at a 3-mile drive in Cornwall.
Back here live outside 36th District Court. Keep in mind, everyone, this is not a trial. It's a preliminary examination to see if a judge will move Butts on to
The picture behind me is of Zanaya, and that will always be haunting because it was taken just a short time before the evidence shows that she was never seen or heard from again. It was taken by Naziah herself, a selfie. That's the last known picture that we know about of her. And it was pointed out to me by one of the detectives on this case and by one of the prosecutors. She is smiling and waving and saying hello. But little did she know that she was really saying goodbye.
This story, so incredibly tragic. Naziah Harris, little 13-year-old girl, should be enjoying those teenage years, you know? Should be having fun, laughing with her friends, going to school, learning, doing all of those things, but she's not. And she's missing, but presumed to be dead and murdered. I want you to take a listen to Kim Worthy. That was the prosecutor from Wayne County. Here she is talking about the evidence against the man that they have accused of the murder. And there's a connection between this man and Naziah's family, and a lot of the facts here are disturbing, to say the least.
The evidence shows overwhelmingly in this case that she is in fact deceased. The last time she was seen alive was January the 9th of this year, 2024, almost 9 months ago. Her missing status was reported to the Detroit Public School Police Department by her grandmother on that very day when she never returned home from school. And again, that was January the 9th of 2024. In early February of 2024, the case was turned over to the Detroit Police Department.
What's up, y'all? Blue Jay in here, back to Wide Awake. And I really struggled coming up with like a solid topic that I wanted to talk about. I guess what resonates with me the most right now is this recent news story that is surrounding the 13-year-old girl, Naziah Harris, who is presumed to be murdered, and she was allegedly murdered by a man who is 41, and his name is Jarvis Butts. Now, if you're following the news story, I'll put a little bit of information, but I won't go into too many details because I want to focus in on kind of like an analysis related to research that I've done, but I want to talk about like sexuality, and I want to talk about how it's too common, the acceptance of criminality within within cultures of the ghetto, within a certain demographic. It's just too accepted for these things to be overlooked and untreated, and for it to go on. I mean, it's not just little black girls that are affected by this. I feel like this is something that's not talked about, and it's uncomfortable, and it's a difficult conversation to have. I am a sexual abuse survivor. I had been molested for some time as a child, and because of that, I have fear that it will be something that my child or any child that I know to experience, because there are like lifelong effects to going through sexual abuse or sexual assault, and it can make you feel shame. To define shame, it's a painful feeling of humiliation or distress caused by the consciousness of wrong or foolish behavior. A lot of us kind of go beyond having shame, and we actually get consumed by it and end up experiencing hypersexuality as adults. That's one way or one effect that happens, where sex could be one of those things where it's literally something that makes you feel loved. It's something that sex isn't wrong, right? Sex isn't bad, but as little girls are taught that you shouldn't be sexual, or that I know a common thing that happens is go put some clothes on, or such and such was here, if such and such, or if a grown man was around, you had to put certain clothes on, whereas it should be questioned why is this individual even in the room, if you have to question what a child is wearing around that individual. And that's what I mean by the acceptance of certain behaviors and shit that are normalized, that shouldn't be. But it's also something that if you don't have a conversation, how are you going to change it? I feel like I'm going to start with some statistics. I'll say, according to RAINN, which is the Rape, Abuse, Incest National Network, 1 in 9 girls under the age of 18 years old will experience sexual assault at the hands of an adult. 93% of those girls know who the perpetrator is. 34% of that 93%, if that makes sense, are family members. 4 times more likely to experience PTSD from that as adults. 3 times more likely to experience depression. Increases the increased levels of low self-esteem or feelings of unworthiness. I want to talk about, okay, so within the Naziah Harris story, right, a lot of people said that, a lot of people have said that her family was to blame behind the negligence of what was allowed to happen and how he was exactly able to have that kind of relationship going on with a 13-year-old girl, so much so that she began, that she got pregnant, and he murdered her for being pregnant after trying to abort the baby. And of course, this is a tragedy, like, right? But it's a tragedy that is not uncommon. Unfortunately, it's something that is reoccurring a little too often. But I would like to go into the signs of grooming, okay? And grooming happens because sometimes we just feel like, I mean, as kids, as a child, if you got other siblings, if you're not another only child, you might feel like you're just another mouth to feed, or that there are things that you want that your parents aren't getting you, right? And so you meet somebody and they seem to be this cool person in your life. And 9 times out of 10, this person is older than you, knows a lot more about life. And this is the start of the manipulative process of trying to normalize a sexual relationship between a minor and an adult. And it starts with excessive secrecy. It starts with our little secret. It starts with not wanting people to know you're having conversations with them. They might call themselves your friend, but this is a friend who wants things to be, who wants to call you or text you in private, or to delete the messages. A lot of the messages between Naziah and that grown-ass man, who happened to be her uncle, were deleted. He kept asking for her to delete the messages between the two because he knew it was wrong. He knew what he was doing. It starts with excessive secrecy and emphasis on privacy between you and them. Unexplained gifts. A lot of little girls are walking around with phones, and a lot of little girls are walking around with money and gifts and outfits and coming home. These are red flags. Where did you get these from? Especially if they're not working. These are men who know how to use that manipulation. Oh, let me pay you, for favors. They play on young girls who are from broken homes, or who are arguing with their parents, or don't see eye to eye. This is something they go after because it's nice to get help, right? But be cautious, because if you getting that help 9 times out of 10, it's to gain trust or to lower your guard, right? So that you can like them more. And it also could be used to create a sense of indebtedness to that individual, so that it's hard to say no to sexual favors, or for favors that they might want. Paying bills and because a lot of us are living in survival mode, the ones that are sexual abuse survivors, it becomes a way of providing. It literally becomes survival. I don't judge anybody. I don't judge people who do sex work, because everybody has a testimony. Everybody has a testimony and reasons why they got where they got. special treatment and attention, like always trying to stroke your ego, or always trying to make it seem like you're the main character and what they got going on, or these are often people in power positions, teachers even. We have to watch our teachers. When I was in middle school, and it was so unusual, but one of my friends was he was fucking the teacher. He was fucking the teacher. The teacher got caught. I will never forget it. Her Mrs. Dickey at SBCS, and you know, he was a handsome young dude, but he was 14, and this woman is married and got a husband and got kids, and yet had a sexual relationship, and yeah, she lost everything. As far as I know, she went to jail and lost her family. Her husband divorced her. She got put on a sexual registered sex offenders list, I think it's called. You know, it definitely is something that's unusual because it happened to be a woman who did it to a male, but that exists. Women who are pedophiles too. Women are pedophiles too. There are women who are pedophiles too, who literally will. I don't know if you've ever seen the movie Antoine Fisher, but he was that was a fiction, but it happens in real life. Young boys are touched and made to be put in a situation where they are fondled or manipulated by an older female who might try to take advantage of their curiosity and their innocence, and you know, it might start out with let me teach you how to kiss, or do you know how to kiss, or excessive physical touch and invasion of personal space and personal boundaries. You know, it might seem innocent at first, but be careful. I mean, these are people who they want to gain control. They want to gain that trust from you. They want to make you comfortable with them. But if you notice, a lot of the times our parents try to protect us from these things. Are, you know, some parents, the parents that do care, real parents, will forbid you to do certain things. And a lot of these people who are outsiders that you go and look for that validation or that attention or that love from, that you feel like you're not getting from home, 9 times out of 10 they have a hidden agenda and ulterior motive, and will allow you to do things that your parents are not allowing you to do, simply because they want you to, they want to develop that relationship with you, and next thing you know, they got you smoking or doing a hard drug or selling yourself or you know, isolating you from family, friends, trusted individuals. Pimps, you know, are good for that, seeking out broken women specifically for that. I want to stress the fact that bad things happen all the time. People do terrible things. Not everybody's all bad, not everybody's all good, but it's about intention. And yes, hurt people, but a healed person can also heal people. Healed people can heal people. And I really I want to stress the fact that you can find trusted allies, you can get therapy. Medication isn't for everyone, but it is an option. and it's all about becoming healthy. It's all about developing emotional intelligence. It's all about that commitment to seeing yourself be in a better place and do better, so that we can make healthier futures and uplift one another, decreasing domestic violence. I mean, the more we know ourselves, the more we have the difficult conversations, the more children we can save or prevent from going through what Neziah had to endure, and the loss of a child that could have been living her best life. So that concludes my take on it. Let me know what you think.